Welcome to another video where we are clearing up what everyone is you pushed out truly means. There's too much confusion out there about this topic, and I want to make sure that you do not fall for that confusion so you can avoid delaying manifestations. You can avoid tripping yourself up and getting confused and just create the good stuff that you want to experience. So I want to explain what it isn't and then go on to what it is and give you an idea on how you could use it in your own life. So without further ado, drop me a like, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon, share it with someone that needs to hear this message, and join me in one-on-one coaching if you need direct, tailored help. But for now, let's dive into this video. So what too many people think it means is that they are your replica. Now this is you. You look beautiful. Been looking after yourself. Good job. And that's your person. For this example, this could be your manager. This could be your friends and family. This could even be money in a way, because it still follows the same laws of consciousness, as I'll get onto. But what people think it means is that everyone as you pushed out means that they are your replica, not your reflection, which of course I'll explain when we get onto what it means. This means that, let's use the buzzword narcissist. I'm just going to put narc. This could be anything, but I'm just going to put narcissist. If your person or whoever you're dealing with is a narcissist, some people sit there and think, oh my God, that must mean that I'm a narcissist because they are me pushed out. Or if your person that you're dealing with is insecure, they worry that they're insecure, and so on. That would be true if everyone as you pushed out meant that they were your replica. But that just simply isn't the case. And you can do a quick anecdotal test on this. Pick something you like, a food, a film, something, anything that you like, and ask 10 people if they like that thing as well. I guarantee you'll get at least one person saying no. Now, if everyone was your replica, no one would say no. Yeah, no one would say no because everyone would like the same thing that you like because they would be your replica. But since there's so many different people with so many different opinions, beliefs, and so on, clearly everyone as you pushed out does not mean that everyone is your replica. Now, it's perfectly understandable why people would think that based on the name, everyone is you pushed out, but it doesn't mean that they are your direct copy. What everyone as you pushed out means is that they are a reflection. And to help me explain this better is if we add in everyone is your thoughts and assumptions pushed out. Or you could just say everyone is your consciousness pushed out, but just to be as clear as I can be for those that wonder what consciousness means, everyone is your thoughts and assumptions pushed out, and they are a reflection of those thoughts and assumptions, not a replica of them, because if they were a replica of your thoughts and assumptions pushed out, they would have the same thoughts and assumptions as you do, but they are reflecting them. I'm going to use that same image, but I want you to realize that this is a mirror this time. This is you, again, looking gorgeous. You're a little bit shorter on this one. And this is whoever it is that you're dealing with. They are merely holding up a mirror of what your thoughts and assumptions are. So let's take the ye old reliable, not good enough. Obviously, this is a general one, and this would be considered self-concept, but I'll explain that in a little bit more detail in a second. If you hold this belief of not being good enough, that doesn't mean that this person also doesn't feel good enough, because that would make them your replica. What it means is that they would show up in a way that proves to you that you are not good enough. Because not being good enough in this case is an assumption, and they are your thoughts and assumptions pushed out. If you assume you are not good enough, they show back you not being good enough. They're basically just holding a mirror to you, saying, you believe you're not good enough, here's actions or words or things to show you that you are not good enough. So that's what this is. They are a reflection of your thoughts and assumptions, not a replica of them. Now, there's something that I would like you to consider. I'm going to get rid of this just because I don't know if I've got enough room to draw it. When I say your thoughts and assumptions, I want you to consider general and specific. When I say general, I mean not tailored toward a specific thing. For the purposes of this example, I know it was a self-concept one, but let's use that not good enough. It's general because I've not tailored it to a specific desire in this instance. So general could be this not being good enough, and specific would be Darren hates me, for example. Okay. Both of these, general and specific, are attributed in this thoughts and assumptions, which is why you may find yourself experiencing things that you didn't specifically think of, but they still happened. Now, if we could sit here and say everything is your reflection, whatever happens in your reality is a result of your consciousness, and then you go, well, I don't think Darren hates me, maybe just for the examples of, just for the purposes of this explanation, you didn't specifically think that Darren hates you, but you might have had a general assumption or thought that men in general hate you or don't show you appreciation, which makes Darren, because he's simply just a reflection of your thoughts and assumptions, show up as such. So the analogy that I like to put in place here to help people understand what that means or how to get the best out of this process is the foundation and the house. Yes, you will sit here and watch me draw a terrible house. I hope it was worth the watch time. So we've got the foundation, and I usually attribute that to self-concept, but I'm going to just leave it a general just to stop this from getting too confusing. But usually I would say your self-concept is like the foundation beneath the house. And then the house itself is this specific. So if you want to use this concept of everyone is you pushed out, understanding that they are merely just reflections showing you what your thoughts and assumptions are, understand what general stories you have going on that are not ideal, the foundation, and understand what specific stories you have going on that aren't ideal. And you can do this for anything: managers, parents, friends. You can obviously follow the same principles with money or jobs or whatever. But understand, okay, what general stories do I have that are getting in my way or causing people to be acting in a way that I don't find favorable, and what specific ones? So general could just be, I don't get my way. Don't get my way. That could simply lead out as the date not going your way, not getting the job, your parents never listening to your side, your friends never inviting you out. And then your specific concern could be SP is cold-hearted, just for argument's sake. And then you will experience that directly from SP being cold-hearted, just for the examples of this. So what you need to understand is, because you're here, down here, again, more examples. You've got your mum. I spelled that the American way. That's interesting. Over here, we've got friends. Here we've got boss. You get the point. These people are all reflections of your thoughts and assumptions. But of course, you will have varying thoughts and assumptions regarding, I mean, you'll look at your mum differently to how you look at your boss, for example. Or you'll have different thoughts and assumptions regarding your mum and the role they play in your life than you will your boss, for example, or your friends, and so on. So when it comes to this kind of like general idea, yes, we want to obviously sort out our general stories, because we don't want I don't get my way to be a foundation underneath everything that we're trying to work toward. Because then, you know, if you're going for a job and you're doing affirming, I have my dream job, I have my dream job, but equally affirming, but I never get my way, I never get my way, that's a conflict. Which one plays out will be based on the dominancy of whichever story you sat to most, but it's a risk you don't want to take. You can build the most beautiful house, but if it's on a weak foundation, it's probably not going to last. It's not going to be easy to build. It's going to cost you more. And equally, yeah, you can have the most amazing foundation, but if you don't use it to build beautiful houses, kind of what's really the point? Now, obviously, I'm not saying don't bother working on self-concept or the foundation if you haven't got a beautiful house to build on it yet. It's just for the purposes of this explanation. You want to work on both. So what I need you to do is understanding that everyone is your thoughts and assumptions pushed out, and they're not replicas of you. Get clear on these general stories that you have going on. Things don't work out my way. I'm always the second option, always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of thing. Once I get something, it typically leaves. Like just general things. Oh, woe is me. Oh, of course this would happen again. Get an understanding of the kind of general stories that you have looping on in your mind that get in the way. You know, one that I personally had to deal with for the longest time was, and I don't really necessarily think, well, I know where it came from, but like, I wouldn't necessarily say I can pinpoint the exact place it came from because it happened so early in my life and then I saw it play out in so many places. I don't know which one was first. I've managed to resolve it through using affirmation-based revision. But one that I always had this like story of is basically no matter how much I did, someone would always have like a, yeah, but it's not enough, you know? Like I always had this view where it's like, if I spent all day with my partner at the time, that the day after she'd just be like, yeah, you never spent time with me, showing that what I did wasn't enough. Now, this was something that I dealt with everything, just an idea of it wasn't enough. And I would find that playing out. No matter how much work I did for my manager, oh yeah, well, you need to start doing that then, don't you, mate? And no matter how much time I spent with my partner, oh yeah, well, you know, you need to make more time for me, and so on. So my general story of it's never enough happened everywhere. So I needed to resolve that. But then once you've kind of got an understanding of your general stories and resolved them, or at least started to make the effort into resolving them, you now need to understand that because you've made this general change, your foundation and how everyone shows up as a result of that foundation will be better. But you could be the Queen of England, and if you still sit there saying, but that stable boy doesn't give me the time of day, that stable boy is still not going to give you the time of day. So that's where these like specific things come in and what you're believing about the specifics. This is one of the reasons why you can often get other people showing up, but not your SP. Or you can get, you know, all of these amazing job offers, but not the dream job. Because you might have a generally good view regarding relationships or money or jobs, but your specific view isn't great. So you've got this amazing foundation that everyone wants to build their house on, but the house that you've got in mind, you can't find the blueprints for it because you've not changed the stories regarding that specific desire. So because everyone is you pushed out, or everyone is your thoughts and assumptions pushed out, these general stories, you will find experiences of them. And if you want specific people to act in specific ways, then you change your thoughts and assumptions regarding those specific people. So if your friends aren't treating you, aren't making you a priority, it's not going to do any good affirming that your mum prioritizes you, because that's who that's tailored to. Now, if you did shift your general focus to I'm always prioritized, your friends could act like that. But if you're going, I'm always prioritized, and then, but my friends don't, again, which one's going to play out? So get clear on the areas where things aren't going so well and understand what your general stories are that could be inflicting it and work on them to build this beautiful foundation. And then find the specific stories that you have going on in your mind and work on them to build the building on top of it. And that is the essence of everyone as you pushed out. They are not you, they are just your thoughts and assumptions. Now, because it is thoughts and assumptions, these general ones can play out and these specific ones can play out. So you need to look into that so you can target it from both angles. Because like I said, using the Queen of England analogy, what good would it be if you're like the best thing since sliced bread, generally the Queen of England, but you're still saying, but my SP hates me? What good's that if your SP is the person that you want to experience? But equally, it's not very helpful for you to go, my SP loves me, my SP loves me, but then on the side sitting there going, but I'm the worst thing since unsliced bread. I'm the worst thing since the square tire and things like that. Because that's also going to get in your way. Because if you're affirming how amazing your specific person is, but you don't value yourself, it's going to be hard for you to experience someone valuing you if you can't even value you yourself. You get what you're picking up what I'm putting down? So that's why you want to look into this. Understand they are not your replica. So just because someone else is insecure or someone else is not good enough or someone else is something else, that doesn't mean that you are. That means that your thoughts and assumptions, whether generally or specifically, are causing them to show up as such. And now if you want to use that to your benefit and change them so they can show up how you want them to, that's when you adjust your general stories and you adjust your specific stories. But that is it. Everyone is you pushed out. What it truly means, how to truly use it in your favor. Now, one thing I do want to finish off this video, it was meant to be a quicker video, but you know me, I can't do quick very well. General story, I need to change. Don't worry about everything, which I know is going to contradict everything that I've just said here, but hear me out. I cannot tell you how many emails I've had from people saying things like, I was cut up the other day while driving. What story did I have going on that made them do that? Yes, if it continues to happen and your life is in danger, I can understand you wanting to look into that. But someone cutting you up or someone being a little bit rude at the shop and so on, I don't think it's worth wasting your energy on. If it's something that's happening a lot, then yeah, okay, cool. Or if it's happening in loads of different areas and it's the same sort of thing, okay, cool, work on it. But if someone's a little bit rude to you when you're out and about walking, just fucking ignore them and get on with your day. Don't stress yourself out. Don't waste your precious energy on those kinds of things. Just focus on what actually serves you going forward, what's actually important for you going forward. Because yeah, like I can understand why people do it. You know, oh, okay, I understand that everyone is me pushed out, and since this person made me feel bad, I must have something going on internally, and that's true. But sometimes it could just simply be an odd thought that slipped through a couple of days ago that's played out, and it's a one and done thing. And if you dwell on it, it's only going to create more of it, or it's just something that it's just going to stress you out more than you need it to, and it doesn't help you with what you're trying to accomplish. So just because everyone is you pushed out doesn't mean you have to sit there and micromanage or overanalyze every little thing. Your life will be so much better if you use this for the things you want, and then for the things that you don't want or don't care about, pretend like it's not part of you. Honestly, like my one of Katie's friends, I'm quite good friends with. She's Katie's friend, but you know, we chat and stuff. The other day, she was really arsey with me for like absolutely no reason, and I was just like, all right, you're clearly having a bad day. Even though clearly something in my own consciousness would have created that specific instance, I just treated it like she is separate from me and was having a bad day and brushed it off. Because there's no purpose in me internalizing it and going, oh my God, why was Katie's friend like this? What did I do wrong? Okay, was it this story? Was it this story? Let me get my journal out. It would have taken me longer to try and figure out the answer than the actual emotional effect of what happened even had on me. So in those kind of instances, I do urge you to just be like, whatever, you're having a bad day, not my problem, and just leave it at that. But obviously that's just food for thought. But that is it for today's video. If you would like help on how to tailor this to your specific situation, so you can stop trying to piece together these general analogies and actually get an expert telling you, this is your problem, this is your solution, get on with it, I do have one-to-one services available. I also have the service where I can manifest for you and we can co-create and I can help you. And I also have the academy where you can get all of my courses, both the ones that are currently up and the ones that are being uploaded, all of my products, all of my exclusive videos and more. And the money course is going to start being uploaded as of now. I'm still in deciding whether I want to upload like lesson as I make them or get a few lessons made and then upload them in a batch. But nonetheless, the money course is going on the academy as of now and will be uploaded. So check it out. But thank you very much for being here. Like I said at the beginning, drop me a like, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon. Take the link for this video and go and share it in manifestation groups so other people can get the answers they've been looking for. And if you do end up working with me, I look forward to working with you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.